Imagine if there was a summer version of the Coca-Cola advert. I've got my Coca-Cola t-shirt on. Imagine if there was a summer version of the Christmas advert that went, summer holidays are coming, summer holidays are coming, always Coca-Cola. This is already off to a great start. Top quality content over here today. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. As you can probably tell, I stand before you today with absolutely not a scrap of makeup on. I have brushed through my eyebrows because they look like they belong to a caveman, and I have curled my eyelashes to stop me looking quite so much like a pig in a wig. But apart from that, we are barefaced and ready to go because today it's time for another Average Girl Tries video. I was very luckily sent a super exciting package from Sleek Makeup the other day. I figured that it was only right to do an Average Girl Tries Sleek Makeup to celebrate. There is actually quite a few of you that are new around here, I think. So hey, if you're new, thanks for subscribing. If you've never seen my Average Girl Tries videos before, basically they're pretty much what they say on the tin. I'm about as average as it gets, and my makeup skills, I think it would probably be like giving them too much of a compliment to say they were average. They're pretty crap, let's be honest. But the whole point of this series is that I like to test the makeup brands, the makeup trends, all the makeup that the beauty gurus are talking about, and obviously they make it look amazing, but can the average girl make it work? Does the average girl actually need to buy all these things that everyone's talking about? If you enjoyed this video, then please do give it a little thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And without further ado, let's get stuck in with an Average Girl Tries Sleek Makeup on a moon face. Okay, as always, we're gonna start by clipping this hair back because it always gets in the way of everything and I can't deal with it. First up, I am gonna have a go of the Sleek Makeup Mattifying Primer, which apparently has a soft focus finish. Kind of like a creamy consistency. I was expecting it to be silicone-y. Normally the kind of mattifying ones are pretty silicone-y, but this is more of like a white kind of face cream. Normally I wouldn't go for a mattifying primer because I'm not particularly oily, I'm actually quite dry most of the time. I thought it was gonna be quite like light and really kind of like be able to rub it in all over my face, but it's not. It's quite like a thick, sticky texture. So hopefully that means it'll keep my foundation where it's supposed to be. I was actually lucky enough to be sent 3 different foundations. So I guess it depends what kind of mood we're going for today. I'm planning on ordering a Nando's later and finishing the People vs OJ Simpson, which I probably don't need a heavy foundation for, let's be real. The Vitality foundation, which is a light to medium coverage, or this one, which is the Life Proof foundation. This is a medium to full coverage. This might be more of a night out kind of thing. I think we should compromise and go in the middle. So let's try the Vitality foundation, light to medium coverage, moisturizing and oil-free. One is VF01 and one is VF02. I'm gonna guess that means very fair, or alternatively, it could mean Vamoose, Fernando. Vamoose. Vamoose is a great phrase. I actually might do a mixture, you know. Why not? Let's go for somewhere in the middle. Is anyone else's entire life just covered in foundation? Are all your clothes just covered in foundation? Oh, that's quite pale. Whoopsies. Yeah, literally my entire life has just got a slightly orange stain somewhere on it. Kind of like my own version of pirate branding. Except maybe a bit less painful. This is very pale. I might actually go back in with the slightly darker colour and just try and bring it up a bit because Ghost, normal. Aside from my terrible colour matching though, this is actually a very nice product. Primer seems to be stopping it settling into any like fine lines or anything, which is a massive bonus. This actually seems to be giving my skin quite a nice like natural healthy sheen without being too super glowy. Big thumbs up for that. That is the kind of foundation that I would want to reach for on a daily basis. This is the Sleek Makeup Corrector and Concealer Palette with SPF 15 Setting Powder. Oh, that's cool. So it's a powder specifically to keep your concealer in place. So in this we've got 3 shades which all look paler than the moon. On the left is like a peachy toned kind of shade, which I think is to counteract dark circles. Look at me knowing stuff about makeup. The middle shade is to then neutralise that and then to cover up any blemishes. And then we've also got powder to keep all that stuff in place. I actually think this is even a bit too pale for me. So Sleek is actually a really, really great option for anyone who finds that Most drugstore brands are too orange for them. Wow, I am highlighted under the eyes. I would never normally go this pale. I guess we'll have to try and figure that one out as we go along. Got a couple of little pesky spots on my chin here, so let's try this concealer on those. Doesn't seem to be doing very much for those, to be honest. Yeah, that's not actually doing very much for them, is it, at all? Maybe I'll use a bit of the high coverage foundation just to cover those up a little bit. I've literally just took out like a blob and it's literally gone everywhere. That's just a reflection of my life, really. Look at that. How have I even done that? This concealer isn't the best thing I've ever used. It's very, very sheer. So if you're lucky enough to have great skin, for me, for my lack of sleep, dark circles, and hormone-related chin at the moment, it's not quite doing the job. But a little bit of that slightly heavier foundation seems to have made things a little bit better. And actually that concealer palette has picked up on my slightly drier skin, which is kind of annoying. Anyway, let's move on to a bit of powder. I don't always really reach for powder. It's not something that I need, seeing as I am one dry gal. It's really nice, isn't it, when you have to describe yourself with words like dry. I'm just dry all the time. I'm gonna try out the Luminous Pressed Powder, which is actually SPF 15, so that's cool. Maybe a good option if you're going on haul. It comes with one of these little things that my nan would really have enjoyed. I'm just gonna go in with a big old powder brush and try and mat things down a little and set it all into place, especially around my chin where I've had to do some extra coverage work. I really like the way that foundation looks, but that concealer palette has played with my dry skin in ways that I really didn't want it to. That's annoying. Oh, I look really dry now. Being dry is such a struggle. Okay, I think that's as good as my base is gonna get. I just can't stop looking at this like dryness here. That has really, really ruined my entire life. If you're dry, stay away from that concealer at all costs. Let's move on to eyebrows. Some would say the window to the soul. Got my mitts on the Sleek Makeup Brow Kit in a couple of different shades. This is light, which looks nice and cool toned, so could be a good option for blondes. I actually have pretty dark brows, so instead I'm gonna go for medium. Okay, this is actually kind of adorable. So we've got the wax here, a powder. I think that's going to be a bit warm toned for me, but it's the best we've got, so I'm going to go for it anyway. In the interest of being authentic, I'm actually going to try and use these extremely tiny brushes as well, just to see how we get on. I'm going to go in with the powder first and just sort of fill in my brows a little. I actually think that's going to be too warm for me. That's going to give me a big red eyebrow, which is not going to be a good look for me. Maybe the light palette will have something that's slightly more like the right tone. Let's have a look. Yeah, this is a much better kind of colour for me, I think. So that's good. It's making my brows look much fuller, which is great. For me personally, it's just not quite definite enough, if you know what I mean. I like to use, oh my god, this looks crazy. That looks insane in the viewfinder right now. They're also slightly different colours. This is not going well so far. I haven't got a brow gel, so I'm gonna use the wax and try and set them into place a little bit more. This would definitely be a good option for a lot of people. For me, there's not quite enough control in it. I like to use a pencil on my eyebrows so that I can literally like draw in the hairs, get quite a defined shape. This isn't quite defined enough for me, although this eyebrow has definitely gone better than that one. Okay, well I can't do much about that except for keep rolling. When life hands you heavy man eyebrows, just keep going and see what happens. This one looks alright. This is me in real life compared to me on the internet. Popped a little bit of primer on my eyelids because now we're going to give this a go. This is the Sleek Eye Divine Mineral Based Eyeshadow Palette, and this one is called A New Day. It's all different kind of neutrals, a mixture of warm and cool tones. Looks pretty foolproof to me, although I often say that about products in this series, and it turns out that they are not foolproof enough for Lucy Wood. They are not Lucy Wood proof. One of the only things that I've ever bought from Sleek and tried and tested was actually one of their Eye Divine eyeshadow palettes. And I think it was actually the first ever eyeshadow palette that I ever bought. And it was a whole different selection of very dramatic, like dark navy blue shimmers and dark cranberry shimmers. God knows what I did with them, but I really remember enjoying the like really dark smoky navy colours and using that one night for a party when I was about 17 and thinking that it looked pretty banging. Oh, now that I can see my skin in a clean brand new mirror, these products are not working for me. I look like I'm made of chalk, which is unfortunate. I'm gonna go for this little peachy shade in the corner here, just all over my lid to try and neutralise things a little bit. They're quite little mini pan sizes. Look, this literally like fits my whole brush into it. But they're such a bargain that I think even if you hit pan on these after a couple of months, like you'd still be getting your money's worth from them. I'm gonna go for this one in the middle here. It's like a very neutral, warm toned peachy brown. And surely if I can't get this right, I should probably stop doing makeup videos. That is a really good colour payoff. I was not expecting that because it looks almost a little bit pale in the palette. That's kind of amazing. Really digging that. That is a shade that I would always reach for. Very into that. How about this one here? I don't even know how to describe this colour. I guess it's like a taupey muted bronze. It's almost like a pale copper, which is nice. Ooh, that's super nice. Hello there. Wow, that is so pretty. Oh my god, okay, this palette is the standout product so far. That is absolutely gorgeous. I'm just gonna build that up a little bit as well. That is like a really reflective little shimmer. I really like that. I'm just gonna blend that through again as well. Whenever I have a makeup brush in my mouth like this, it always makes me feel like a painter and decorator. Yeah, if you want me to do your walls, love, it's gonna be at least like 400. Let's just make it a little bit darker and go for this like really rich brown in the corner here. You know what? This isn't half bad. This isn't too shabby. If you've never seen one of those videos before, you're probably thinking, that is bad. That is really bad what you're doing. But if you head over to the playlist of this series, you'll see that in comparison, this ain't too shabby. This palette gets a major thumbs up from me. Oh, what have I just done? Oh my god, why am I like this? How have I even just done that? As we've always found on these videos, things instantly look a lot more normal once I put some eyeliner on. So I haven't got a Sleek eyeliner. I'm gonna go ahead and use my fave, which is the Kat Von D tattoo liner. Quickly add in some form of attempt at wings. That's the best we're gonna get today. This one turned into that classic of, oh, that's not quite right, I'll do a bit more. Oh no, that's not quite right, I'll do a bit more. Oh my god, I've done so much. This is Sleek's Unconditional Mascara, and I'm very intrigued by this because apparently this formula helps promote strong, long, healthy lashes and helps them to grow while you wear it. Pretty sleek black packaging. Sleek black packaging. I see what I did there. And it's a very bristly, fuzzy kind of brush. I haven't used one like this for a while. So I'm giving this a good wiggle across my lashes right from the bottom all the way up. I wouldn't say it's doing like the most dramatic transformation on my lashes that I've ever seen, but it's definitely not half bad. It's not clumping at all. It's got really nice separation. It's super black, which I always really like. I wouldn't say it's particularly lengthening. That's the only thing. So if you're after lashes that touch your eyebrows, this might not be the one for you. But if you just want a little boost of drama and a little bit of thickening and separating, this is really nice. Let's try and make it look a bit like I've set foot outside in the past 30 years. This is the Face Form Contouring and Blush Palette. So this is what the little face contour palette looks like. This looks like a nice shade of brown. That is quite cool toned, so I think that might be a good one for me. Hopefully it won't make me look like I've been tangoed. Is that a reference that people even still know anymore? I feel like I haven't heard anybody say, you know when you've been tangoed in a very long time. I feel like that just aged me by a significant amount of years. Just gonna swoosh that all over. I think I would actually really like that contour colour if I was using face products that suit my skin better. I really like the tone of that. It's blended beautifully. I really enjoyed using that. I'm gonna go for a little bit of this blush, which looks really pretty, kind of like a very warm toned peachy pink colour, which I feel like would be flattering on pretty much anyone. Got a nice little bit of shimmer to it, which I actually don't mind in blush. I always think that looks quite pretty. Just looks so patchy. Those face products, I literally want to cry because everything else is really nice. Even the eyebrows look semi-decent now, but this area of my face just looks... There is a highlight colour in the middle, which looks, ooh, very nice. It's a very like champagne-y sheen kind of colour, which I feel like a lot of people would be very into. This is the bit I've been looking forward to though, because I'm going to move on to highlighting. I was actually sent two options. So I've got the Sleek highlighting palette in Solstice. This is actually something I own already, and it was something that went everywhere. All those kind of like major beauty gurus were obsessed with this highlighting palette, and you couldn't get it anywhere. It was literally sold out all over the place. And it's one of those palettes that is like a blinding lighthouse, alert NASA, someone's cheekbone is on the radar kind of highlight. This is the same kind of highlighting palette, but this is in the colour Copper Plate. So this is like more of a warm toned, coppery, bronzy kind of highlight. These colours look like this, which I feel like so many people would literally go head over heels for. This one up here will definitely be too dark for me, I think, to put on my cheekbones. I might go for... I think I might go for maybe this one. Let's go for this one. That looks very pretty. Oh, hello. There she is. Knock knock at the door. Who's that? Oh, it's just three wise men following the star to my face. That's a highlight right there. That is an intense highlight. Wowza. I look like someone's dipped me in Mr. Sheen. I kind of love it. Let's try one of the different colours for my other side. How about this more champagne-y colour down here? Let's try you. Okay, yep, that one's blinding as well. Wow. Although, do you know what? Now that I'm looking at myself face on, I can't get away with those colours on my cheekbones. From the side, it just looks like a big old glow. Front on, they are quite dark and aren't really a cheekbone kind of highlight. I'm gonna have to try and calm them down slightly. But where would you put them if you can't put them in the normal places? That is an absolute highlight and a half though. That is what they call blinding. I'm definitely too pale for this, but if you like a bit of fake tan, or if you've got a darker skin tone, this would be amazing for you. So there's only one thing for it really. If this look needs anything, I'd say it needs a metallic matte lip cream. This is also new from Sleek, and it is the Matte Me Metallic Lip Cream in the shade Copper Plate, which, you guessed it, is out to match the new highlight palette. I don't think I've ever used a metallic lip product before. I'm not sure it's one that you would wear on an everyday basis, but let's give it a go. Oh my... wow, this is really testing the whole average girl tries thing, isn't it? Is anyone average gonna be wearing this? I don't know. It's a nice product though, do you know what? I like the colour of it. That kind of like terracotta colour I'm a big fan of. I kind of just wish it was a normal colour though and not a metallic. But I think it's time to you know, when the hair clip comes out, it's time for some final chats. So that is Average Girl Tries Sleek Makeup for literally the first time ever, apart from a couple of random products. That's probably not the title that I'll give this video, that's quite long-winded. All in all, I think it's fair to say that there were some highs, some real highs, like amazing highs, and some fairly terrible lows. I will be totally honest, that is what this series is about. I will be totally honest and say that those skin products, unfortunately, don't work for my skin personally. I actually think maybe the foundation was pretty great. I really liked the way it looked. It was very sheeny, very natural. It still looked like skin, but was just perfecting everything it needed to. So do you know what? The foundation gets a thumbs up. It was when I went in with the concealer and the powder that things went swiftly downhill. I feel like I look like a 40-year-old 80s mum, which is not always the vibe that I want to go for. I mean, sometimes sure. standout product has got to be the eyeshadow palette. I am gonna keep that in my everyday makeup bag. I knew sleek eyeshadow palettes were good anyway, but I'd kind of forgotten how good they are. So mega amazing thumbs up for the eyeshadow palette. Copper Plate highlighting palette was beautiful, just not quite right for my skin tone. I mean, the glow on that is actually kind of crazy. So if you're slightly darker than me, I would definitely recommend checking it out. It's beautiful. If you're kind of my tone or a little bit paler, maybe go for the Solstice one instead. And that metallic lip, I mean, it's a lot, isn't it? It is quite a lot, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it. As always, my favourite part of these videos is hearing what you guys think, so let's have a good chat in the comments down below. Are you a big fan of Sleek makeup? Are you intrigued by any of their products? Have you got any recommendations that I haven't tried today that I need to pick up? Let me know, I want to hear all about it down below. If you did enjoy this video, then please do give it a little thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new as well. You can follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, both at Lucy Jane Wood. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you very soon with another video. Bye! Mwah.